Good afternoon and welcome to the Carrara Indoor Sports Centre. We're here today for the second game of round 4 in the HART series, Queensland Sapphire series, between the Bond University Bull Sharks and the Ipswich Jets. I'm here with Julie Prendergast, so welcome.
Thanks, Zach.
And yeah, this is our second game today before we head to the Queensland State Netball Centres between the Tigers and Wildcats. And we can see there the Cougars got a 61-28 win earlier today up in Townsville. So we move to the Bull Sharks and the Jets, and if we take a look at the competition ladder, the Jets are currently second place and the Bull Sharks are in 6th place without a win on the board, so they'll be looking to change that today in front of a home crowd, and a nice little crowd shuffling in today, which is good to see in support.
Yes, so this is one of 2 home games that the Bull Sharks will have this year, and they're very keen to get some local supporters along to cheer the girls along.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the team list today for the Bond University Bull Sharks. And Julie, you might be able to talk us through some of these players for us.
Yes, so the Bull Sharks are a very young side, so overall I would think they're the youngest side in the competition. So Olivia Dykstra at goal shooter. She's a local girl who's come through the Northern Gold Coast Association. Leah Pugh at goal attack, and she has played most of her junior time in the Gold Coast with Southport Carrara. Riley Burns at wing attack. Most recently played for Hinterland and prior to that at Tweed. Jada Gaffer, who was a South Coast junior. Kristen Oxenford, who was also a Southport Carrara junior. Jonty Stridham. Jonty's all the way from South Africa, and she's a real dynamo defender. And there was a great article about her in the newspaper today and her background. Shanae Grant, she's a North Queenslander but has been in the Gold Coast for a number of years now. Abby Houston on the bench. She's a junior that came through South Coast. Peter Coles, who's been playing with the Jags before, and Casey Collins, who's from Hinterland. Coach Cheryl Burns.
And they are just being introduced on court here as we have a look at the Ipswich Jets. We've got goal shooter Lucy Benjamin, goal attack Rosie Baker, WA Brooke Ham, centre Steph O'Brien, wing defence Leah Woolnough, goal defence Siobhan Sherlaw, and goalkeeper Bridie Condren. On the bench we've got Charlie Bell, McKeely Hock and Ashlyn Garrett. You will notice the missing name of Laura Kalamisha, so she's not here today, but it is good to have Bridie Condren back in the team for the Ipswich Jets.
Zach, I think the Jets have made a last-minute switch around, and Brooke Hams has actually gone into centre and Stephanie O'Brien has moved to wing attack.
All right, so it does look like it's a Jets centre pass here to begin as the final countdown is being played through the stadium, which is a great little piece of atmosphere. As we just wait quietly for our umpires, of course only starting at 30 seconds, we've got Claire Johnson, Rachel Thomas, and our reserve umpire is Deb Tapper today.
So I think it'll be interesting to see how Olivia Dykstra goes today, Zach.
Yeah.
She's been shooting very well. Her shooting percentage is up in the, I think, 85%.
Yes, absolutely. I've been very impressed with her. Of course, at the other end, we do have Lucy Benjamin, who is the second best shooter in the competition at the moment, with an 86% conversion rate too. So, but not getting the first goal. It's the goal attack there.
Yeah, so 2 strong end players, high in the percentages.
So a bit of a collision there, but straight in. And Dykstra gets the contact.
Okay, so both teams off the nervous starting blocks.
It's always good to see. Get those first nerves out of the way. Some nice patient play by the Jets, trying to work it around the circle to get good shooting position, but
just a little bit overcooked on that pass.
So what can the Bull Sharks do here? An opportunity to get ahead early on. So earlier on in the Ruby game, it was the Ipswich Jets that got up over the Bond Bull Sharks. So the Sapphire team will be looking to make sure they get the win on the board.
So both teams just mistiming those little pops over the top into the shooter.
It's always tough when you get double defended by the defence there. Good pick up by Christian Oxenford. No. Oh. Dykstra had the front hold there, but then Pugh just couldn't quite... That connection isn't quite on quite yet.
Good challenge for the ball by Oxenford.
Trying to signal which way she wanted it to go. The umpire not having a bar of it. Great.
There we
Say
go.
great
Nice
feed
tip.
into Benjamin, but Stridham gets around the body to collect the intercept. Quick down the court. And nice fake there by Dykstra. Just struggling to find her range early on, unfortunately. I guess it's exciting for the Bull Sharks playing in front of the Gold Coast crowd.
Absolutely. They'll be keen for a good showing.
Yeah, lots of friends and family, no doubt, here to support them.
Some nice footwork to keep that in by Leah Pugh. Unfortunately, didn't go to a teammate.
So obstruction called in the circle.
Let's see, Stridham working around the body there to keep that pass away.
And good
nice
triangle work there by the Jets. Lucy Benjamin sinks in her second. So 2-1 early on. And
Leah Pugh's toe, I think, just over the line there. And
twinkle
picked up
toes,
very quickly by the umpire. Jets have got a nice controlled manner about the way they're bringing the ball down the court.
yeah, they don't force those balls in if they don't need to, and they're just looking to make sure that they're playing some safe netball, which is always good early on to make sure those connections are.
I think the Sharks will be looking for the experienced defence combination of Kristen Oxenford and Jonty Stridham to chop some of those feeds.
Yes.
We've already got the rolling sub, so Casey Collins is on.
So
shooting for the Bull Sharks.
So where's Casey Collins from, Julie?
Casey Collins is a hinterland player. She's played all of her junior netball and Premier League for Hinterland, a local association.
Well, they've got the ball back in their hand, so they'll be looking to settle this and reward the defence. Leah Pugh just working the circle there a little bit.
A good defence of the shot there and a good rebound by Casey.
Yeah, very capable defenders here with Bridie Condren and Siobhan Sherlaw. And then Leah Woolnough also in wing defence.
Just a little bit late, that challenge by Grant. So I think Bridie's back from being in the Firebirds camp.
Yes, I believe she was down at potentially the AIS recently and the under-19s camp. So yeah, and she did spend some time as a Firebirds training partner, so very capable defender there. So excellent work there by the Jets early on, opening up a bit of a lead at 6-2. So they've seemed to have found those connections between their mid-court and their shooters, just as the ball goes through Lucy Benjamin's hands. And great shot,
the
Rosie
Bullsharks
Baker.
will need to steady here.
Yeah, you don't want to lead to get away too early because it makes it a lot of work to make up early on. And
oh, unfortunate penalty there.
oh, gets a tip on the ball there. But then out of play for obstruction. Leaving 2 in the circle, Benjamin and Baker. So Jets have one of the best centre pass conversion rates in the competition so far at 80%. So whereas, unfortunately, the Bull Sharks are only at 67%. So that's probably something that they will be looking to improve upon today. And as you said, the Jets are very patient and not willing to give a whole lot away. So it's going to be tough for them to grab some turnovers, and it's going to be really important for them to try and grab those turnovers. And as we see here, it is a tactical timeout called by the Bull Sharks straight away. So only 7.5 minutes in. What do you reckon that the bench will have to say to their players?
I think that it'll be talking to the attack end about getting in front of the ball early, getting in front of their player early and getting to the ball, because the defence for Ipswich is really strong, and I think they need to be out in front of them and not giving them a chance to challenge.
Yeah, and we saw that change really early on with the goal shooters, so they're quite obviously trying to find some of those connections, but just haven't happened so far in the first 7.5 minutes. So it's a great start by the Ipswich Jets at 9-2.
Yep, they need to settle that shooting end for the Bull Sharks, and you're quite right, find that connection and then put them through the hole.
Ipswich Jets do have a very capable defence end, so it's not going to be easy to them, but potentially they need to probably take a leaf out of the Jets' book and use some of that patient play and reset their play and not give away that those balls over the goal line, because they're quite capable to pass around the edge of the circle, pass back and reset.
So we've got a change in the centre for the Bull Sharks. We've got Riley Burns coming into the centre, and Jada Gaffer, who's very experienced at this level, has moved into wing attack. Just, I think, to try and shake up that connection into the circle, Zach.
Yeah. Oh. And just a reset there by Claire Johnson. Yeah, she is a very experienced player. I think she spent some time as in the Fusion this year, Queensland Fusion this year. So she'll be looking to add a bit of height maybe into that wing attack position as well. Nice swing ball there straight away, and a contact called on Condren, so under the post for Pugh.
Yeah, just not keeping her body up straight enough.
Unable to convert those shots.
That was a really strong drive by the wing defence for Ipswich. So we really need the Bull Sharks to maximise these turnovers and get some points, convert some points. Defence are working hard. Some really strong defence through the middle by the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets' defense line are quite good, and I remember from earlier games they defend all the way down the court, and the attackers always come down and make that centre third quite full. So it's sometimes quite difficult to penetrate.
The Bull Sharks were trying a bit of zone defence then.
Quick release of the ball by the Ipswich Jets, though, getting it down straight under the post to Benjamin. She's a great target to have in the circle there. Very strong holder. Originally a Downey Park girl, so that's my association as well. So
yeah, she's been very solid.
Played for the Northern Territory Storm this year in the Australian Netball League.
So we've had the rolling subs again. So Leah Pugh has moved off court. Casey Collins has come on at goal attack for the Bull Sharks. And she's potted one, which has made the crowd very happy.
Well, it's been about 5 minutes since the Bull Sharks have put a shot up and converted one. So well and truly, if they can start bringing the crowd in, it'll be good to have that home crowd behind them.
We've also got Abigail Houston on. Oh, great intercept.
And that's what we talk about, the attacking Jets putting on the defensive pressure. And Baker gets it on a second. Just through the hands there of the attackers.
Okay, little tip there.
So Hock is on at centre now for the Ipswich Jets too, so they've also made some changes. And another O'Brien getting an intercept again for the Jets. She's had 2 offensive intercepts already on her name, more than some defenders get in a whole game sometimes.
She's really powerful off the mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get her into that space. But I also think the Bull Sharks need to have a look at the passage down court. They're really stagnant and there's no one moving forward. So it was only Kristen Oxenford driving down the court then. It was easy to see. So we really need a bit more options put out. However, I would also say the Ipswich defence is stopping some of those options.
Yeah, it's very much on the body and they're smothering their players. They're using that in front defence very effectively. Straight into Lucy Benjamin there again, under the post.
And no problem putting that one away.
Oh, Kristen Oxenford, great hands over pressure, and she's rewarded with the contact call.
Now we need the team to just lift for their captain, who's taken a good intercept.
Through the hands of Jada Gaffer. And again, Kristen Oxenford, just on the circle edge this time.
Look, I could be wrong here, Zach, but the centre for the Jets, Hock, I believe that she, I've seen her playing schoolgirl netball for Rockhampton.
Yeah, so she is from Rockhampton, actually, Frenchville Junior Club. Fun fact, she's inspired by Roger Federer, so he's doing very well at Wimbledon at the moment. So a nice goal there by the Bull Sharks, and now it is their centre pass. So it's really important that they convert this centre pass off those turnovers by Kristen Oxenford, and it needs to always start with the captain. So if anyone's going to pull her team together here, it is going to be her. Dykstra under the post, good holds.
That's 2 in a row for the lead. Nice feed from Casey.
They were a bit more patient with the ball then. not trying to force that ball over the top.
Goalkeeper Ashlyn Garrett has also just come on for the Ipswich Jets too, with a bit of height, and Leah Pugh is coming back on at goal attack for the Bull Sharks. So they quite like using these rolling subs.
Yeah, I just saw Garrett play a little bit in the previous game.
Yeah, in the Ruby match she was there as well. So she's an original Downey Park girl as well.
This is proving to be some matchup. Kristen Oxenford and O'Brien at wing attack. Neither are giving any quarter.
Oh, and Stridham unlucky as she was falling out of court there.
And Lucy Benjamin has potted that one without error the second time round. So they've taken Casey Collins back off and put Leah Pugh into the goal attack.
Oh, Stridham
that's quarter time, and Ipswich Jets.
Yes, so Olivia Dykstra just struggling to find a range.
Yeah, well, I feel like all the shooters are not quite finding those connections or that range yet, because there's been a whole lot of changes so far, which is an interesting tactic by the coach, I guess, when things aren't working early. Sometimes, I guess, shooters do need that opportunity to settle into their range, but that's just not happening there. So it's 16-5 at quarter time. We might take a quick break and we'll be back with the second quarter shortly. So welcome back to the second quarter here at the Carrara Indoor Sports Centre. It's 16-5 to the Ipswich Jets over the Bond University Bull Sharks. So, Julie, what do you think that the Bull Sharks will be looking to do here in the second quarter?
I think they'll be looking to just be quite patient with their attack play and look for those opportunities to feed into the circle reliably. They've missed a few of those in the first quarter. I also think that Coach Cheryl Byrne will have been talking to her shooters and just getting them to be calm and trust their training and their natural rhythm to get those shots away.
They definitely have that potential to turn over the ball, so it's just a matter of getting those shots in and that connection between the shooters and the feeders.
So we've got Riley Burns coming into goal attack, so she's usually in the midcourt, but she has got a background at goal attack and she's confidently put one straight in.
So maybe they're looking for a bit more movement there. The Jets also have a change in the shooting circle. Lucy Benjamin's come off and Charlie Bell has gone into goal shooter.
Peter Coles has come onto the court for the first time at wing defence for the Bull Sharks. She's an experienced campaigner. She played state league for a number of years and has a very steady approach to the game. So hopefully we'll give a bit of calm to the Bull Sharks.
That's probably what they need to find in that second quarter, is not panic, because they don't need to draw this margin back straight away, but there are bonus points to play for in the Sapphire series, and they probably just need to start by this first 5 minutes.
So Charlie Bell very confidently potting that goal away. So I believe Charlie has been at the AIS in the under-19s camp.
Yes, she was away last week, so the Jets will be glad to get her back as well.
So just off balance there, Casey Collins. Okay. So let's see if we can work the ball down the court here. So they've put up a nice box defence.
Yes.
Switch.
Strong defence in that mid-court once again. So Garrett and Conjure remain on for the Jets.
Oh, a little error just in the placement of that pass has given the Sharks.
Nice looking long there by the wing defence.
Oh, off the ball penalty. I'm not quite sure what that one might have been for, Zach.
It was just a free pass, so either a stepping or a not set called there by Rachel Thomas. So they've converted that turnover and with the centre pass, so it'll be very important now that the Bull Sharks continue and try and get 3 in a row.
Yes, a centre pass conversion here would be a good settler. So Kristen Oxenford has moved into centre.
That's 3 in a row for the Bull Sharks.
So it seems that Riley Burns was it in goal attack,
yes,
Julie? She
yeah.
seems to be providing that little bit of extra movement and just freeing up Dykstra under the post as well. And she's sunk a couple of nice goals. So it seems to be that change with Burns into goal attack is working.
That was a good hold by Charlie Bell.
They've got a couple of options, the Ipswich Jets, down in their shooting end. Charlie Bell, one of the tallest athletes out there, closely matched by Garrett up the other end in the defence.
So this has been a good defence passage here by the Bull Sharks. They've held the ball up court.
A patient play by the Jets, just getting down, and Baker free down near the post. An easy obstruction penalty given away, unfortunately.
Yes, good vision seeing Baker down in the circle.
Ooh, coach killer there with an offside call, a breaking call. Quickly repeated with a stepping call. So unfortunately that little run by the Bull Sharks is being matched by the Jets. And that looking long, not quite working out there for the Jets that time. So an important turnover here for the Bull Sharks. We've just seen another change in wing attack for the Bull Sharks with Leah Pugh coming back on. Excellent quick pass into Dykstra underneath the post.
Just tricking Garrity into committing.
Getting a defender with their heads down. Excellent. That was a nice connection. So hopefully we'll see a bit more of that. Another turnover, unfortunately. So good defensive pressure here by the Bull Sharks. The Jets just having to pass the ball around in that centre third a few times. But that patient play gets them into the circle.
Yep. You could see the players looking long at Charlie Bell and resisting that urge until the timing was right to get a pass in.
Well, Stridham has great feet, doesn't she? So I guess they don't want to throw that ball away and give it straight over. They just probably need to adjust to the obstructions down here because they have given away some easy penalties underneath the post, which allows the shooters easy opportunities to sink those goals.
Ooh. Abigail Houston.
It's a bit of a mismatch in height there at the moment with Houston and Bell.
Oh, great hands by Stridham.
Good work there with Pugh and between Pugh and Burns.
Don't forget, we're not just
Riley Burns puts another one in. It might have been a nice little move.
The umpire just pulling the penalty there. Unfortunately, Dykstra was free underneath the post. But with the defender that far out of court, the shooters make it happen. So once again, Charlie Bell having to come out of the corner, out of the circle to free up. And finds a way back underneath the post after a little slip.
And we have Oxenford and O'Brien
back
tussling.
in competition with each other again.
That's right.
Riley Burns.
Well, they're sneaking their way back in here a little.
Yeah, absolutely. Only 9 goals now, so they're definitely up in this quarter, which is good to see.
Oh,
And
Abigail
another turnover.
From Abby Houston.
Good reading of the play there by Houston. We're just seeing a little bit more patience here by the Bull Sharks, which is good to see as Stridham throws a long bomb into Dykstra.
Oh, my!
And that'll go down as a goal assist for Dykstra, for Stridham, which is a great pass, great vision.
And Sherlock actually had a really good read on that. She just couldn't quite get up.
Great elevation there by Dykstra under the post. So Sherlaw has replaced Garrett on as goalkeeper. So probably just to snuff out some of that.
And that forces a tactical timeout from the Ipswich Jets.
There we go. So the score is currently 22-15 to the Jets. So they've pulled it back to within 7. And the Ipswich Jets have called a tactical timeout. So a good little run by the Bond University Bull Sharks there. And they seem to be finding those connections in attack with Leah Pugh, Burns and Dykstra, which is excellent to see.
Yes, they seem to be finding Dykstra a little more easily in that back half of that quarter. and a little more patience on the build-up down the court. And interestingly, the move to put Riley Burns into goal attack seemed to pay off as well.
Yeah, well, and so she hasn't normally play in that position, but she's obviously got experience enough for the coach to throw her in there, and she's definitely providing that movement and keeping the goal defence busy, and therefore that's why Dykstra has opened up a little bit more under the post.
Well, I think Riley just came off the back of the Quizzen tournament, where she played in the winning Somerset College team, and I believe she would have played goal attack for that team. So she's probably coming off a patch of quite a bit of practice in the role.
Riding high and a lot of confidence as well after winning up there as well.
I think she actually was voted player of the tournament.
Oh, fantastic. So Quizzen is the schoolgirls competition that was held up in Bundaberg last week. And Bull Sharks almost with the turnover there, unable to pick up the ball.
Shurlaw just really scrapping for that ball strongly.
So Lucy Benjamin has been brought back on to replace Charlie Bell there. So that strong holding shooter and that target of Benjamin, we'll see if that makes a difference for the Jets.
And there they go again.
The O'Brien and Oxenford tussle continues.
They're really just two gladiators, really. Yeah. Two really strong players.
And they'll continue going for the full 60 minutes too.
Absolutely.
Excellent land from Houston. It's a very dynamic defence end here by the Bull Sharks with Stridham and Houston. They're reading the ball quite well and getting around the body and using their footwork well also.
Well, they'll want to keep that ball away from Lucy Benjamin, who's very calm at getting that shot away. And there she goes again.
Good patience play once again here by the Bull Sharks. The Jets just holding them up. Obstruction called by Condren underneath the post. Shurlaw not wanting Dykstra to get any closer to the post, but not needed because Burns sinks the goal.
I like the footwork on Abigail Houston.
Defensive circle force another turnover.
And contact called on the wing defence. Jets straight down into their goal circle. And a strong hold by Lucy Benjamin causes the contact. So 25-17 here, 8 goals in it.
So coming into this match, Lucy Benjamin was sitting on 86% shooting percentage, as I think we were saying. And she's been continuing with that really strong ability to put the ball into the goal, which is what we all want.
Great tussle between Benjamin and Stridham, but Stridham just getting the contact called on her.
So Rosalie Baker in the circle for the Jets.
Good circle edge position by Oxenford. Burns on the long bomb again. And great blocking out by Condren underneath the post, getting the rebound.
Yep, she just kept Dykstra away from that ball. The ball down court was very easy for the Jets then, down the sideline.
So Jets on a pass. Good tussle between Burns and Benjamin there. Stridham comes through, unable to take the intercept.
She's dynamic, Stridham. She's in the air, everywhere.
Lots of inspiration to look up to from her South African teammates who had a good win last night at the World Cup.
Little tussle there.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice look away. Get another opportunity with a throw in here.
The Bull Sharks seem to have settled a little bit on this shooting combination.
Yes, seems to be working for them. Great intercept. So 5 seconds left if they can get it in. Unfortunate.
And that's half-time, sorry. And the Bull Sharks have not only weathered the storm, they've made a strong comeback.
So, half-time there. The Jets lead the Bull Sharks 28-19, and they have pulled that lead back by 2. So winning that quarter, which gives them a bonus point, which is excellent. And that's what we said. They don't need to pull back the entire total quickly. They just need to chip away at it, and that's what they've done. So they'll definitely be looking for that to continue in the second half.
So I think Coach Cheryl Byrne will be pleased with that second quarter. It'll be interesting to see what kind of combination she goes with coming back on court, whether she persists with that shooting combination, which did seem to pay some dividends, or whether she'll go back to some of the other combinations earlier.
Well, it'll definitely be a talking point for the Jets at half-time, that shooting combination, because I think it definitely was the difference in that second quarter for the Bull Sharks. So just whether the Bull Sharks will be looking for something different early on in this third quarter, or whether they'll stick it out and see what the Jets bring in the third quarter.
Well, very experienced coach, Tracy Jeans-Fraser. I'm sure she will have been watching closely and have quite a lot of advice for her team over this break. So it's been a good tussle up. I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more of that mid-court battles that we've been seeing.
Yes, between Oxenford and O'Brien. That definitely, like you said, it's both gladiators out there. Definitely probably one of the competitions on the court today. So we might take a short break here at half-time, and we'll be back in shortly for the third quarter. Welcome back to the third quarter of the HART Sapphire series here for the Bond University Bull Sharks home game between Ipswich Jets, and the Bull Sharks do lead 28-19 going into the third quarter. So you would have seen some stats come up on the board there, and the Jets maintained their really good centre pass conversion rate at 79%. The Bull Sharks only at 61%. However, the Jets turning over 22 balls, so that'll be something that they won't be awfully happy with. Unfortunately, the Bull Sharks have only managed to convert 56% of those turnovers, so that's definitely an area of improvement. Now, Julie, you mentioned that the Bull Sharks had a bit of a better defensive strategy in that second quarter, which also assisted them.
Yes, they were getting a zone defence on and keeping the ball high, and a few times it made the Jets look for that longer pass, and which put pressure on them.
So we did talk about whether they would maintain that shooting lineup, and they have, with Dykstra and Burns and Pugh in wing attack.
Yes, they have. I think they have the entire attack end that they had just prior to the break.
And Jets seem to be fairly much unchanged from the end of that second quarter as well. Nice. I was going to say great offside outside arm there, but offside called first.
Okay, so another little opportunity here. Oh,
unable to keep over that transverse lines.
I think the pass just falling in between. Oh, Peter Coles. Oh, and straight to the floor, I'm afraid.
Woolnough had only eyes to get as close to the edge of the circle as possible there, and on her way taking out the wing defence.
She's very fast, Peter Cole, so that acceleration letting her take that ball, but she's quite a slight player, so that would be a bit of a knock for her.
Yeah, she's holding her head there, but she's sucking in some deep breaths. She looks to be okay, and no change being made there.
It's pretty gritty. So the Sharks having to look sideways there.
And great vision in to Dykstra.
So the Jets had the defence up there just looking to keep that ball high, and Peter Coles, even though holding her head, managing to look down the court.
They brewed him tough here on the Gold Coast.
Oh, great. Just not able to pull that one in.
Oh, strut him again. Back-to-back turnovers.
2 turnovers in a row.
And unable to repay the favour.
Just 2 great intercepts, but just the transition play from the Bull Sharks, just letting them, not capitalise on those 2 great intercepts.
Potentially just getting a little bit excited there. Oh, and an offensive contact called on the goal attack, Baker. So a great opportunity here for the Bull Sharks. Third time lucky potentially to get this ball down. They really need to make the most of it. Jets, of course, putting on their usual offensive pressure. Woolnough almost getting her hands there. And that tussle between O'Brien and Oxenford on the edge of the circle continues.
Some really good hands-over defence by the Jets. They're just not letting the Bull Sharks have that clear vision for the pass into the circle.
Particularly when they've looked long a couple of times. Those attackers are putting their hands over pressure over the transverse line as well.
So that was an uncharacteristic miss by Lucy Benjamin. It's been solid this game.
Yeah, well, shooting percentage has been at 82% for the Jets in the first half, so great pressure, hands over pressure once again by the Jets there. An excellent run across the top of the circle by Burns.
And some good repositioning by Dykstra then for that ball into the back space.
Yeah, she holds very well under that post there. Now her eyes in. Excellent round the body there by... And another tip as well.
Jada Gaffer into centre with the Rowley substitutions.
So that brings Kristen Oxensford off to the bench. I'm sure she won't spend too much time there, but probably just an opportunity to see what's happening out there. And change for the Jets too, with Hot coming on into wing defence.
So Hams at centre. Just looking to cut off that space for the drive for Riley Burns.
Another great hold by Dykstra underneath the post. It's great to see that connection between Burns and Dykstra, both the young attackers. Definitely seem to have come into the game.
And Abby Houston's starting to come into the game a little here. So she's another young junior that's been in the under-17 stateside, and I believe spent some time training with the AIS as well. She had a injury, and she's been coming back from that injury, but really looking stronger.
Great fake there by Jada Gaffer. Dykstra unable to convert. It was a bit of a long bomb, but quick down the court by the Jets with a few long passes. And both players, I reckon, Stridham and Houston both could have had that one. They've started really reading the plays by Baker and Benjamin here, so it'd be interesting to see what the Jets do with those combinations. So Leah Woolnough now into goal defence with Bridie Condren into goalkeeper. So,
and that's one from Burns, and the lead is back to 6, and the Sharks are coming for you.
So back to 6. But they had to fight hard for that centre pass conversion. That was a nice ball in.
So I think it really is, I was just going to say, I think it really is some of that more settled play as Burns sent one over the goal line in looking for Dykstra. But that's what's kind of turned it around here a little bit, and some excellent defensive pressure by Stridham and Houston down the other end.
Yes, they've been looking for that longer ball into Dykstra just to get over that defensive pressure out the front.
Those hands over pressure. Such a tall and capable across the court, really, for the Jets. An excellent fake there, just waiting for Baker to open up, but unable to convert.
Great rebound from Shantae.
She's not the tallest player, Jonty Stridham. Her elevation is good, and her positioning is really good. Young players could look at the way she positions
her footwork as well around players, and an excellent ability to read where the balls are going.
This has become a bit of a seesaw here.
Yeah, it has. The Bull Sharks have a little run, and then a few mistakes bring as another one goes over the goal line. And then the Jets kind of settle it down to get it back, but see what the Jets can do. No one really having a tussle on this quarter so far. 7 goals in it. So the Bull Sharks do have the lead in this quarter. As it goes out to 8 with a Jets centre pass. A nice easy access down into the pocket there. Bit of a long bong by Lucy Benjamin, but it does fall in.
We need to see a centre pass conversion rate get up by the Bull Sharks. Those hands again. And just the defence shutting down the options down in the goal third.
It's like the Bull Sharks aren't getting away with their first or their second options and sometimes having to make that third drive. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can maintain this going into, you know, into the fourth quarter, because they are doing a lot of work in that attack end. I think that these defenders definitely won't stop. They'll keep their feet moving and going for every ball. An excellent once again then by Houston. From out of play to balls in a hand. And Oxenford back on. So just having an opportunity to have a look at what's happening. But unable to get that ball cleanly to Dykstra. Great strength there by Lucy Benjamin up against Houston. Unable to sink the ball. So her percentage has probably dropped a little bit in this quarter. But that strong defensive pressure by Stridham and Houston has definitely put a bit of doubt into the shooters.
Houston managed to keep her up towards the top of the circle then. She was up behind her and keeping her up, making her take that long shot.
And their ability to rebound and get around for the passes have probably put a bit of doubt in their shot as well.
No easy balls down this end either. The Ipswich defenders are making them work.
Swinging the ball several times, but they've got a centre pass here. Unable to convert once again. Nice patient play by the Jets until finally their shooters open up. Paying a lot of respect to Stridham and Houston now.
They've got a wall going.
And strong pass into Benjamin to get through that.
Good long shot. And I think we've got our favourite battle back on here. It's the battle of the captains, the team captains, both looking to lift their There we go.
And O'Brien throws the hip in, letting her know that she's still there. Misfeed once again. So the score difference is 9, and the third quarter score is tied at the moment. So the Bull Sharks will definitely be looking to finish this minute, 80 seconds with some good ball. Oxenford just telling her players where she wants them. Great long ball in by Burns.
Dykstra didn't want to go to the post there, although she seemed to be in shooting range.
Good backspace by Burns. No such pressure. She sinks it when she needs to. So 50 seconds to go.
I think Bull Sharks will want to hold this, turn this ball over.
Houston again with the tip. Stridham almost just grabbing the contact on the way through. All right, so here's the turnover. They'll be looking to pass this around and definitely not give it away. Big shove by Hams. Long ball over a third. Not much time left. Jets looking to try and get it down.
They're both getting a little bit wild here, trying to get the time.
And that's 3/4 time. So the Bull Sharks just win that quarter by 1 goal. So that's their second bonus point for the game. Once again, just bringing that goal difference down by 1.
Yeah, it's been a much more settled approach by the Sharks in the second quarters. So hopefully they'll be able to maintain that, and we can see this match keep evolving into the tussle that it's become.
Yeah, and as we said, just not able to, you know, having some good passages of play, but then just some misfeeds or thrown balls over the goal line, just allowing the Jets to come in it. So.
Olivia Dykstra, she is good at repositioning in the circle. Sometimes she hasn't quite got the hold on when they're looking for that longer pass, and she isn't quite in the right space to take the ball. And so I think they'd be looking for her to either get a really strong hold or to move for that longer pass when they're looking for her. A couple of balls go out the back end when she just hasn't got quite the right foot positioning to go after it.
And the defensive pressure by Houston and Stridham has definitely put a lot of doubt into the shooters in the Jets so far. So it'll be interesting to see what the Jets kind of do in this last quarter, because they are the more experienced team. They've got a lot of height and they've had some brilliant defensive pressure throughout the game. So it'll be very interesting to see what Tracy Jeans-Fisher does with her squad, because she won't be happy that they've lost those 2 quarters. I guess I'm interested to see whether this young team will have able to run out the game too. Like if there's no changes, then, you know, will they be able to maintain this comeback?
Well, you can see Charlie Bell has the goal shooter bib on. We might see her reappearing on the court.
Yeah, Lucy Benjamin does have a goal attack bib on as well. So there seems to be a bit of a change happening by the Jets.
Well, I think Abigail Houston and Jonty Stridham were really getting the measure in the goal circle down there. And so I think they'll probably want to give them something different to look at. So Tracy Jeans-Fraser, very experienced, and I think she would be looking to see if she can shake that.
Come on, Sharkies, let's go.
So final quarter, Bull Sharks centre pass, 8 goals in it.
I think we've got Ham has gone to wing attack.
O'Brien and Oxenford remain in centre, our 2 Warriors. And Contrin starting the centre, starting the quarter off with a few big shoves into Dykstra.
Gap is back to 7. Let's go, Sharkies.
Stepping called on Charlie Bell.
It was a strong in-the-air contest by Houston that forced that error.
It would have been stepping or using the post, so...
No options. Oh, there we go.
Good patient pass back there by the Bull Sharks.
Good outside arm.
Oh,
just
Condren unlucky to hold on to it.
Some really good work by her there. Oh, eyes down. And Riley Burns took the opportunity to sneak that pass in.
Back within 6.
So the Bull Shark crowd just coming into the game a little bit with this excitement, and if the team can ride this wave, it'll be interesting to see if they can maintain it. Woolno just getting pulled out of play. Trying to do the fake pass, but Condren has the experience to pick that up.
A holding call there in Houston. Should be looking to keep close to Charlie Bell with the height difference.
So Jets centre pass back out to 7 goals. Stridham just not able to keep her hands on it and getting the contact call. So that'll be an interesting battle there between Benjamin and Stridham, because Benjamin is typically quite that strong holding shooter, but they're probably looking for her to muscle up a little bit against Stridham and potentially hold her out a bit. 3-second called on Oxenford. Good defensive pressure by the Jets once again. Bull Sharks not making it easy for the Jets to get through that centre third.
Being very patient though.
Using some of that hands over pressure.
Good setup. Stridham just unable to get around.
Yeah, well, Benjamin just screening there. Looking like she wanted that front space, but actually just allowing the space behind with Bell and keeping Stridham busy as well. Great pass off by Benjamin into Bell.
It's been a good solid passage of play by the Jets. They need the Sharks to steady here. It's the second phase play of the centre pass is a struggle for them.
Yeah, those Jets defenders set up their defensive strategy quite quickly.
We've got Casey Collins on in the goal shooter role now, so we haven't seen a change in that.
For a while, you know.
Casey Collins back in for the Dykstra. It's her first.
And a quick pass. Houston able to pick it up quickly, so Bull Sharks will be wanting to convert this after a bit of a run by the Jets. But good footwork and pressure by Sherlaw and Woolnough.
There it is, Casey Collins, and the Somerset finish.
Come on and put a couple of goals away. Just a slightly different a lineup for the Jets defenders to look at.
Once again, that pressure off the centre pass by the Jets, not allowing the Bull Sharks to get through over that transverse line.
Ooh. I'm afraid I was oohing before it because I could see it.
We saw it coming in the air. We saw what the defender wanted and the shooter.
And the Sharks answer with a run of their own. The Sharks are.
So there's a tag for...
Change in centre, Gaffer back on. Probably just maintaining the legs there a little bit, because it's been, as we've said, a bit of a battle between O'Brien and Oxenford, and Oxenford's been doing a stack load of work in the centre court. Great pull out by Collins, getting Sherlaw running out.
Just a little drag and drop.
And another quick change, and Sinead Grant's on in goalkeeper. We haven't seen her for a few quarters either, so just coming on for Houston. Sinead Grant with a lot of experience, so she's had an opportunity to look at what's happened, and potentially that Charlie Bell just getting the better of Houston.
They were very patient with the ball there, the Ipswich Jets. Oh.
Almost clean by Woolnough.
You see Collins.
Yeah, just on the hands there as she was coming through.
So the other Jets co-captain, Sherlaw, looking to keep Casey Collins away from the post.
Great strong take by Lucy Benjamin. Doing quite a lot of work.
Oh, and she's back there. She made a lot of ground to get back there.
She was on the ground in the centre third just a moment ago, and then next thing she's double teaming Charlie Bell, and she gets the turnover. So Bull Sharks must reward her. Unlucky. Collins' toes going out.
Ooh. Incorrect throw in.
3 seconds.
Oh.
Umpire just calling time to explain what happened with that incorrect throw in.
That was a good triangle.
So excellent play. And the Bull Sharks
Back to 6.
get the ball once again. So they are up in this quarter by 2. They'll be looking to bridge the gap. There's still 7.5 minutes to go. Great tussle there by Collins. Good hold. Refeed by Burns. But the offensive contact called on Collins.
They just really need to convert those centre passes.
It's definitely an area of improvement for the Bull Sharks. But full credit to the Jets, who have put on excellent defensive pressure off the centre pass.
Okay, so we've got 7 minutes. That's still time to get a good comeback going here.
But the Bull Sharks can't allow that to happen. Good intercept there by the Jets. That's that defensive pressure in the mid-court, allowing those intercepts to be had. Contact called on Grant.
Good setup by Charlie Bell. So we see Jonty Stridham. She's really hunting. You can see her.
Great pick up there by Pugh. Excellent pressure by the defenders, just shutting down a few options and allowing that mid-court to pick up the intercept.
Sherlock just not letting the ball clearly into Casey Collins.
She readjusts her position so well and so quickly. Collins hasn't been able to have a whole lot of space. Excellent fake pass into Collins. And she converts.
Okay, they're holding it at 6.
So here we go, centre pass conversion opportunity, which we've talked about all day that the Bull Sharks need to do, but that wall pressure once again set up by the
that's better.
Jets.
Better, they're onto the circle edge.
Yeah, and using that centre passage is important, I think, for the Bull Sharks.
And there was 5, can you say?
That was a good time to convert the centre pass.
Absolutely.
Let's see what the Jets can do now.
So Oxenven brought on at-wing defence for the Bull Sharks. An excellent 3 seconds there by Hams, just waiting for Bell to open up behind.
That's the squeeze.
Sandwiched.
Yes, just that little lead by Riley Burns. Takes the defence away from the front of Casey Collins and opens it up. We're going to see some pretty strong passion, I think, out there for these last few minutes.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of contesting.
Oh, great read. Just a lovely little baseline drive.
And we see a timeout called by the Bull Sharks. So probably just taking an opportunity to take a few breaths here for 90 seconds. So there is only 3 minutes 45 remaining on the clock. Look, 6 is definitely not... it's something that is achievable for the Bull Sharks. But they've probably got a lot of work to do against this Jets lineup.
They've been strong, the Jets. They first quarter, when the Bull Sharks really had let the Jets get away, they've really eaten back that all of the way through now. So the Jets have played strong all the way, but they have let the Bull Sharks creep back, and they know that.
Yes, I think a lot of turnovers by the Jets today. They probably won't be awfully pleased with that, but I think the biggest difference is when they get that ball in, they are quite good at that centre pass conversion and just not allowing the Bull Sharks to ride that wave of ahead.
I think what we've seen from both of these teams today is really a strong defensive effort.
Yeah.
Both teams have really fought strongly to get possession of that ball.
And I love the passion by the Bull Sharks, I think. They're a young team, but they obviously know that they've got it in them. They've got the potential. So 3 minutes, 45 seconds to play. And that's not how the Bull Sharks wanted to come out of their own timeout. Stridham making very sure.
They're setting up the zone. See them setting up that zone. It's holding the ball up.
Absolutely, flooding that centre.
Got Oxenford directing the plays.
Excellent patience by the Jets. Unable to convert by Charlie Bell.
Ooh. Spectacular effort by the
exciting
players.
play. They really wanted to keep that ball in, but unable to. Great patience by the Jets here. Just not
waiting for it. Oh, great defence to hold it that long. Still not in. There we go.
Strong hold finally allows Lucy Benjamin underneath the post. So Houston back on in goalkeeper as well. After that timeout.
Oxenford. Just need to...
Oh, and an unlucky stepping call by Pugh. Those little mistakes potentially will hurt them in these final minutes, the Bull Sharks. Good pressure.
It's often the case that when you get those sort of intercepts, the transition play, getting the whole team to turn their head around to attack, you often see that immediate turn back.
There's a lot of excitement too for the Bull Sharks, I guess, with that adrenaline and getting that and getting the score back. So
nice
just
little 1-2. Okay.
And great settler, definitely needed their first goal out of the timeout. 1 minute 45 to go. 7 goals in it. They are up in this quarter.
Well, they will want to fight for that 1 point bonus point.
So the Jets draw it up for this quarter. Strong pressure over the transverse line once again for the Jets. And excellent vision by Hock. And a roll off by Charlie Bell. And that puts the Ipswich Jets into the lead for this quarter by 1, and their centre pass. So Bull Sharks need to turn it over here.
Strong take in the air by O'Brien. Oh,
Pass off by
deflection.
Benjamin. Great long shot by Charlie Bell. No one home. And a nice little hand there by Hop.
Well, the Jets don't want the Bull Sharks to have that point.
And unable to convert. Burns disappointed.
And that, folks, is the end of the Bond University Bull Sharks' very first.
So 53-43 to the Jets, and the Jets do gain that last bonus point, winning the quarter by 2 in the end. Fantastic the game, very exciting with the Bull Sharks coming back in that second and third quarter, but I thought the damage was done in that first quarter, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did let it get away in the first quarter, and they fought hard all the way through the remainder of the game. And you could see as the connections into the attack game settled and they started to put more shots up, and it really did start to creep back. And they've got the ability to match it with these teams that just need to be consistently delivering it.
Probably be the biggest area of improvement for them will be that first quarter, because they were with the Jets for the second, the third and the fourth quarter. And yeah, they've got some dynamic and passionate players out there, which is so excellent to see.
Yeah, and really, really great to see that two captains really battling it out there, Oxenford and O'Brien. That was a great match-up to keep our eye on through the game.
So the first home game for the Bond University Bull Sharks is completed here. And the Jets will be very happy to take away that win. And so stick around if you are watching avid netball lover. We do go to the Tigers versus the Wildcats at the Queensland State Netball Centre, and it's a very important game for both teams there, with both teams looking to get a win and get up that ladder. And then you can continue watching netball all evening with the Netball World Cup also tonight.
Yes.
So there's lots
no
of
need to sleep.
No, who needs to do that? Absolutely.
That's what caffeine's for.
So lots of netball to be enjoyed this weekend. We can see the full-time statistics there. And that centre pass conversion, 61% for the Bull Sharks, but 71% for the Jets, as we spoke about. Turnover's still high for the Jets, so that'll be an area that they'll be definitely probably addressing. And their shooting percentage did go down with that strong pressure by Stridham and Houston in that defence end. So,
interestingly enough, they ended up both teams shooting the same percentage.
Yeah, because the Bull Sharks did pull it back a bit, because their shooting percentage was quite down after that first quarter.
So just that ability to convert the opportunities early on by Ipswich, really being the end decider.
So we can see the ladder there. The Brisbane North Cougars retain their spot up the top. The Jets still within striking distance, lacking a few bonus points there now, with allowing the Bond University Bull Sharks to get in there. And the Bull Sharks still without a win, so they'll be looking to get that first win on the board soon. And it's definitely there. I think they're going to be a team to watch for come the second part of this season. Because, as we said, so much potential in them, and once those connections start happening, then they'll be one that teams won't be taking lightly, I don't think.
They definitely built their confidence as the game went on, and they are young, so there's plenty of improvement to come.
So that'll wrap up our game here at the Carrara Indoor Sports Centre. Stick around for the Tigers and the Wildcats at 7 p.m. and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, Julie, for joining me here at the commentator's desk.
Thank you, Zach.
And we wish you a fantastic evening.